Welcome back to another video, guys. It is a brand new year and 2020 definitely has a lot in store for us. But before we dive into what today's video is actually about, I just want to give you a quick update on some of the changes that have been going on around us. So as you can probably see, the surroundings do look a little bit different, and that is because we have moved since the last video that you guys have seen us in. We moved into this place just before Christmas, so it's been just a little bit over a month now that we've been here. So we're finally settled in now and getting back to attend to some of the things that we need to attend to, that we've had to put on hold for a while. But before I continue further, I do want to just quickly say that currently Summer and Candy are both away in Laos again. Lucky girls, they get to go away on yet another holiday. Actually, I shouldn't say girls because it is Summer's first time. Candy, as you would have seen in one of our previous videos, was there just over 6 months ago. This is Summer's first time going to Laos, and they'll be there for a couple of weeks or so before she's back again. So at the moment, it's just Phoenix and myself that's home, but I think we'll probably wait till Summer gets back and then they can do an update video on what they've been up to, and especially so they can fill you guys in on how and why they decided that in 2020 they are going to be homeschooled. Yes, that's right, you heard correctly. They're going to be homeschooled this year. Stuck at home with me, lucky kids. So anyway, with that being said, let's just dive straight into what today's video is all about. So today's video is a video that Ahmed and myself had contemplated for quite some time about whether or not we were actually going to make this video. Obviously, it's going to be limited in some way to what I can and can't say because the matter is still before the court and it isn't finalized yet. So in saying that, we really contemplated on whether or not we were going to make today's video, but we eventually decided that we would make this video, and the main reason being is because in the past, both Ahmed and myself have spoken to the media, and what we found was that when the articles were printed or when interviews were aired, it never quite portrayed the situation for what it really was. Sometimes they got some of the facts mixed up, or they printed things that we didn't know they were going to print before we had the interview. So this time around, we just thought we probably won't speak to media again in this instance. So we thought that this time around we would make the video because then we would be able to say what we wanted to say without the media editing out certain parts, and in some cases quite crucial parts, and hopefully be able to portray the situation as factual as possible. So as you know, Ahmed has been in detention for the last 5 years or so. Those of you that have been following us here and on our other social media platforms would know that this journey for us has been anything but easy. It's been quite rough and quite taxing emotionally, mentally, in every way that you can think. To hopefully see some sort of closure to this situation is what we're ultimately looking for, because to be quite honest with you, it's been 5 years of just being stuck in limbo, and we can't plan for anything. We can't decide what we want to do with our future. We can't plan for our future. We've got no timelines, no time frames. We don't even know if and when he'll be getting out. So this action that we brought against the government, it's something that we had no choice in doing, because it was either that or we would be sitting in limbo until who knows when. Like there's literally no time frame on how long we could be stuck here like this in limbo. So as the title says, yes, we are suing the Australian government. It's not a decision that came lightly, and we took so many alternative avenues. We tried so many different alternative avenues to come to some sort of resolution with the department, but ultimately it led to this because it became our last resort and our only option. So a lot of people have asked us what grounds we have to even be able to bring this case forward, because I suppose there's so many people that are stuck in detention and everybody's case is so different and so unique. I'm going to just highlight the main reasons why we decided to bring this case forward against the Commonwealth of Australia. So for the purpose of accuracy and not putting forward any misleading information, I'm going to just quickly read off the statement of claim that our solicitors have put forward. I want to just quickly mention before I read this out that what we are claiming is that Ahmed's detention, like currently, Ahmed's detention is unlawful. So what that basically means is that we are saying that the Immigration Department don't have any grounds to detain Ahmed lawfully according to the Migration Act. So I'm just going to read out a little section of the statement of claim and then just explain how that applies to us. All right. So it says here, the detention of the applicant by the Commonwealth would only be lawful if it were for one of the following three or possibly four purposes. A, the purpose of removing the applicant from Australia. B, the purpose of receiving, investigating and determining an application for a visa by the applicant to enter and or remain in Australia. C, the purpose of detaining whether to permit the applicant to make a valid application for a visa, or D, possibly the purpose of determining whether to grant the applicant a visa without an application by him. So in Ahmed's case, A does not apply to him because he's not being detained for the purpose of being removed from Australia. B also does not apply to him because we have already put in his application and the department have already refused his application. So that application has already been finalized and we are not waiting on any outcome from the department. C also does not apply to him. The department have already advised us that he is not eligible to make another visa application of any sort. So D also does not apply to Ahmed because prior to us bringing this case forward, we actually made one last final attempt with the department and contacted them to see whether or not the immigration minister was going to use his discretionary powers to either grant Ahmed a visa of another sort or put him on some sort of management plan, to which they had replied that they had no intention of doing either. So what that basically means to us is that Ahmed is currently being detained for reasons other than what is permitted under the Migration Act. So after much discussions with our legal team about what we were going to do moving forward, they had decided that they had taken every avenue possible to try to come to some sort of resolution with the department. I knew this was a process that went over a span of a good 8 months or so, but everything sort of indicated that we weren't going to get to a resolution amicably. So in the end, our legal team turned around and said to us, it's time. We've tried everything that we can to come to some sort of resolution to this case, and it doesn't look like we were going to get one. So we had no choice but to bring this case forward.
Good evening, how are you all doing? My name is Ahmed, as you all know, and today I'm talking to you from Younger Hill Perth Detention Centre. Why I'm recording this today, as you all know, we have a channel called Team VMF, me and my partner and the kids, but we haven't been recording for a while. But what I would like to share with everyone today is that on the 5th of February, I'm going to have my first hearing. In saying that, I'm really happy and blessed to know that finally I have a date in court where justice can be done. I've been looking forward for so long for this day where I can actually show my family and show my friends and my supporters that this system is wrong. This system has done me so much wrong, you know. Like, I believe in second chances. What does this court mean to me? Now, in words, I cannot describe the feeling that I have inside me for this day, because knowing that I'm going to be able to have justice, knowing I'm going to be able to walk out of this place soon, it's amazing feeling. It's so amazing feeling. I would like to say thank you to my partner Denise. I'd like to say thank you to the kids. I would like to say thank you to my mother Rawa. I'd like to say thank you to my brother Ihab, to my brother Billy, and even Helen. And also I would like to say thank you to my brothers that I call Akhi. Now, there's a lot of you know yourselves that you have been there for me from day one. You have supported me, you have helped me, you've done everything is good to help me. And I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. Thank you for everything you've done. But more likely, I know, and I'm going to tell you, I'll be home very soon. It's an amazing news to you that I'm going to be able to be home. I was supposed to be recording this video to say what this mean to me, but honestly, I'm shocked for words to know. It's under 2 weeks I actually have 13 days for my court. I've been counting the days and the hours and the minutes. That's how much it means to me. But what am I saying? It's 2 weeks, under 2 weeks. Also, another thing I forgot to mention. A few months ago, I got moved away from Melbourne again. Now, this government, I keep moving, his government and Circuit and Border Force, 3 departments together, they keep moving me away from my family. Now, first I was away from my family for 3 years, and then I came back to them. I was able to be around them for 1 year, and then I got taken away from them. Now, I've been away from my family for 6 months. It's painful, it hurts me so much not being able to have the time and the affection that I need from my family. As a person, for me, my family comes to me under God. Like, that's how much I think of my family. And not being able to see them, not being able to touch them, not being able to feel their love, it makes it really, really hard. So I do want to say that I'm struggling a little bit with not being able to be there for them, not being able to be next to them. But what I do want to say is kind of like, it's gonna get easier. And I would ask you all for one more time, pray together for me to work out, for me to change something about myself. I believe that for all these years, I've learned a lot. I've found things about myself that I did not know. But I know that I found an angel that saved me. Because if it wasn't for an angel that saved me, to be honest guys, I probably would have hurt myself. I would have probably always killed myself. Because it's so hard. It's so goddamn hard. I would do another video about me, how hard this place is. I don't want to go into too much details because, as you all know, I got caught. But I want to share my happiness and my information with you all, and let you know that my course is coming up. Love you all.
So fingers crossed guys that we are successful in this case, and the end result really is, like, the end goal for us really is to be able to see Ahmed released and home so that we can pretty much just continue on with our lives. We've missed out on so much. It's been over 5 years, and you know, and to be quite honest with you, if you've never been in this position where you've had your loved one taken away from you and his life has been put on hold for no other reason than because a government wants to take 5 years or more to process 5 years or more to process a decision about him. We can't make plans and move forward and do things and travel. Like, he's missed out on so much. Everything that you've seen the kids and myself do on this channel and so much off the channel as well, Ahmed's basically missed out. He's had to live vicariously through our videos, through our photos, through phone calls, and honestly, like, he's missed out, and for no reason. What we're really hoping to get out of all of this, we just want to live our life, really. That's what we want at the end of the day. We want to be able to live our life, and whether it's here in Australia or whether it's somewhere else, we want to live our life. We need resolution. We can't keep going on like this with the government just turning around and saying, we're going to hold you, but we're not going to do anything about it. We're going to detain you, but we're not trying to resolve this. Like, it's insane. But in Ahmed's situation, it is a little bit unique to some of the others, I would say, in the sense that we believe that he is unlawfully detained. But of course, at this stage, I can't really say that he is for certain unlawfully detained because it hasn't been found in court yet. It's something that we claim. We believe that he's unlawfully detained, and it's in the courts at the moment. In all honesty, this will probably take, you know, quite a few months before we even get to the end of this and the case is heard and a judge actually makes a decision on it. We need some sort of resolution so that we can finally make plans on how to move forward with our life and basically just pick up and try to make the most of the situation and try to make the most of and put this all behind us and just move forward and try to make the most of the life that we've got together ahead of us. So the Commonwealth have responded to our claim. They've put in their defence. We've been through that quite thoroughly as well, and it's quite interesting in itself, like what they claim as their defence. But as I said, there's only so much that I can say until the whole case does actually get heard. But we did want to make this video to have this opportunity to be able to portray the situation as factual as possible without it getting misconstrued. Because Ahmed and myself both know that when this case finally does come to a close, the media that we have spoken to in the past and been in touch with in the past, there's a high chance that they probably will want to speak to him again about the case. But this time around, we've decided that we won't be doing that, and if anything, we'll probably defer all interviews to our solicitors. So yes, guys, this case has been brought forward by us, and in less than 2 weeks, we will be back in the federal court again. And please keep us in your prayers that this all comes to an end soon, it gets resolved soon, and hopefully we'll get some closure and finally be able to put this all behind us. Till then, guys, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully when I talk about this again next time, I'll have even better news. Take care, and we'll catch you next time. Bye!